Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to This Week on the Challenge with me, Adrian. We are recapping Season 35, Episode 2 of Total Madness today. The episode starts off after the elimination last episode, where everyone goes back to the house and discusses the bomb that TJ dropped last episode, which is that in order to make it into the final, you have to put yourself in elimination and win in order to get the red skull on your helmet. So, there's CT and Ashley discussing, that their strategy is basically not going to work anymore because they've always strategized on staying out of the elimination in order to make it to the final, but now they actually have to put themselves in the elimination in order to make it into the final. And we also have this really cute scene of Big T talking to Nelson, and she's really telling him that she really wants to prove herself this season because she was first out last season, and she's been training really hard outside of the show to really prove herself. So really liked hearing that, and she has a great attitude on that. So looking forward to seeing her hopefully take out one of the strong girls. That would be amazing TV. And then we have a scene of Jennifer and Rogan kind of setting it up for how the rest of the episode is going to look like. She's asking him for advice on how to play, this game and how to strategize. Not sure why she's asking him. There's many more choices of veterans in this game, but they're kind of setting the scene up where Jennifer's flirting with Rogan, Rogan's really into Jennifer, and then there's Dee and Tori sitting around the corner watching their conversation and listening to every single word, which is kind of funny because they clearly know that the two of them are sitting there, but they don't care. They're still listening to them. And Dee's jealous. She really liked Rogan last season. I don't think things worked out in real life for them, but she just can't let it go. She cannot let this man go, which is a mess. And then we go to the next segment, which is them at the actual challenge, which is called Airdrop Extraction. This challenge is played in 2 rounds in teams of 3. So in round 1, each team has to transfer 15 military crates, which are spaced 1 mile apart from each other. And I converted that, and it converts into 1.6 kilometers. So that's pretty freaking far to run. You don't have to run 15 times because you have 3 teammates or 3 people on a team, but it's still pretty freaking far because each crate looked really heavy. And then 3 teams who advance from round 1 will make it to round 2, where they'll ride a helicopter 1 team at a time, go up in the air, and have to drop these crates off the helicopter to land on one of the military targets. So really cool challenge. Everyone obviously wants to ride the helicopter and drop these crates on the military targets. So very cool challenge overall. It starts off right away. I wrote down, wow, they are running fast. They are really sprinting on their first pass to get the crates. And when they get them, the crates are actually pretty heavy. So some of the guys were struggling already. So some of the girls weren't even able to lift them, one of them being Jennifer. So they have another interview of her saying that, she really wants to win this money so that she can start her own business. She wants to start a swimsuit line. And right away I wrote, it's really fishy how much airtime she's gotten within the first 5 minutes of this episode. It's usually not a good thing, means that they will be going into the elimination, but we'll see. And then we also have Bear, who talks about how much he loves Kayla's run, and he is just so funny. Bear is just one of those people that is not good for you in any way, but he's just so charming that he just makes you throw all logic out of your head. And watching him, I'm like, God, Bear is such an asshole, but God, I get it. I get it. Bear, I like it. I like it. And then we also see Big T pushing through, carrying the heavy crates. We see Jenny beasting it again, carrying and running the crates as if it's nothing. She really is able to push through the pain, and she recognizes the pain from all of her years of training in the gym and lifting heavy weights and stuff. So she really knows how to handle that. The first team who completes this challenge is Wes, Jordan, and Jenny. The second team we have is Fessy, Melissa, and Kyle. And the third team we have is Swaggy, Dee, and Corey. And they really played up Fessy being a strong player. And I think it really sets up, we might see from the rest of the season, so I'm excited to see how well he's going to do. In the first round, Jordan, Jenny, and Wes go up in the helicopter first. Wes and Jenny are the ones tossing their crates out of the helicopter, with Jordan leading it, telling them when to drop it. They get 9 passes in this helicopter. They miss so many times, they only get 2 out of 9, so 2 is the number to beat. Kyle, Melissa, and Fessy are up. Melissa is so cute. Her accent is so cute. I tried to do it. It's terrible. I'm not going to do it here, but she is so cute. I really like her. And Fessy is leading this one. Kyle and Melissa are tossing the crates out the window, or out the helicopter, and they hit 7 out of 9, which is amazing. Such a high number. So again, setting up how strong Fessy's going to be for the rest of the season. And then we have Swaggy, Corey, and Dee. Corey is leading. They go up. Corey hits 9 out of 9, okay? He does it as if it's the easiest thing he's ever done. He doesn't even miss one time, which is crazy. But 9 out of 9, they instantly make up the tribunal, where they're going to choose 3 girls to interrogate and throw one of them into the elimination, because this week is a girls' elimination. They also show Jordan being such a sore loser at the end of the challenge, like pouting and really blaming the helicopter driver for not driving close enough to the target, and the rest of the house is like laughing at him and making fun of him. And he really just reminded me of, you know, that kid in your grade 5 PE class who, you know, his team lost at soccer or hockey or something and just can't get over it. But you know, you really would think that by age like what, 20 something, 30, you would get over it, but still not over it. Anyways, how I think I would do in the challenge. The running part, you know, I think I can, you know, if I were going on the show, I would train pretty hard. So I think the running part is okay. Lifting the crates, you know, I would obviously weight train to get on the challenge. So I think that part is doable. The helicopter, obviously, I wouldn't even mind leading. I think it'd be super cool to be the one directing and telling your team when to drop the bomb. So I would say a 3 out of 5. Let me give myself a 3 out of 5 in terms of doability. Next up, we have a scene of them back in the house where the girls are discussing who to put into the elimination. All the girls are kind of settled on putting Jen into the elimination because she's the weakest link, which means all of them are gunning for that spot to go up against her into the elimination, because it's arguably going to be the easiest elimination throughout the challenge and the easiest way to win your ride straight into the final. So we also have a scene of Wes and Johnny advising Jen on what to say in her nomination speech, which is just a whole scene of them making fun of her. More guys join in, make fun of her, and typically I would feel really bad for someone in that position, but she was just so clueless in this scene of them clearly making fun of her that I couldn't feel bad for her. Like, I laughed along because she looked like such a fool in that scene. And when nomination time came, she stood up and she said, "Greetings, Earthlings." And everyone gave her the wackest look ever, because that was the wackest way to start of a speech. That was the wackest speech she ever gave. She basically said, "Please keep me until the end. Don't vote for me into the elimination, because if I'm here during the final, you will easily beat me in the final." Now, people have tried to play the game from that angle before, and it has worked for certain people, because people simply do want to keep, you know, some of the weaker players until the end. But that is no way to play the game. And based on the new rules this season, where you actually have to go in order to make it to the final, it is not going to work on this show, girl. Like, what kind of TV show do you think you signed up for? It's called The Challenge. And so she instantly gets voted into purgatory, pretty instantly. Like, there were a couple votes tossed to Big T, but I mean, it was pretty clear that Jen was going to be the one going into purgatory. And then after the nomination, we see Jen and Dee arguing. Jen accuses Dee of, you know, watching her in her sleep through her koala mask, which is just a mess. I mean, girls, there are better guys in this house that we could be arguing about, not Rogan, the turd. Oh my god. So that was a mess. That was just a mess. And then we get a conversation between Tori and Dee, where Tori basically says, "Hey, you owe me. me and Jordan ran that final with you in Thailand and helped you win your money. So you made a promise to us last season that you would help us. And so she basically expects Dee to put her in the tribunal and vote her into the elimination against Jen. But Dee basically tells her that Jenny is actually her number one. So if anyone's going into the elimination, it's Jenny before Tori. Tori runs back to Jordan. She tells him about what happens. Jordan says he's going to be pissed if Dee doesn't vote Tori in. Tori runs back to Dee. She finds her again. They like squish themselves into this locker and have this conversation, which is super weird. But Tori basically says, Jordan's going to be really mad with you if you don't vote me, which is just weird. Don't you mean you and Jordan are going to be mad, not Jordan's going to be mad? Like, it was just played in such a weird angle, and Dee sees it and calls it out immediately. She says they're playing this weird good cop, bad cop sort of game, and it's not working. And honestly, that whole conversation was just weird. Tori is trying to intimidate Dee by telling her that Jordan's going to be mad at her, but keeping herself clean because she's saying, I'm not going to be mad, but Jordan is going to be really angry with you. You better watch out for Jordan. So weird, very weird. Then we get to the tribunal interrogation where they interrogate Big T, Jenny, and Tori. Big T comes in, again, great attitude. She really just wants to go in and prove herself because she was out first last season. She really just wants the opportunity to go in and compete. Great attitude, love her. She was never going to get a chance to compete. And then we have Jenny, who comes in and says that she's really loyal to people who help her out. And if they give her the chance this week, she's going to take every opportunity to help them in future challenges. And since Jenny's such a strong challenger, the chances of her winning future challenges is very high. So I think, it's actually, a decent strategy to help Jenny, because the chances of her winning, being in the tribunal, and putting these people into eliminations in the future is pretty high. So she's a good person to have on your side. And then we have Tori, who came in last. She says that she's playing this game on a clean slate, which is a lie. And instantly Dee calls her out on it. She says, yo, if you're playing this game on a clean slate, then why do I owe you and Jordan from, helping me out in Thailand, helping me out, running the final with me? And Tori says, no, I am on a clean slate, but you and I and Jordan ran the final together in Thailand, and you wouldn't win that money unless we ran it with you. So you really owe us. And Dee's like, no, actually, I never shook hands with you that I would help you. I shook hands with Jenny, so my loyalty remains with Jenny. I never shook your hand. And Tori instantly got mad and then instantly retreated because she knew that it wouldn't be, beneficial for her to really jump on Jenny and get mad at her during this time. And so she retreated immediately, which I thought was, smart for her own gameplay. But basically, Dee really called Tori out on her BS whenever she saw it. So I love that Dee was really leading this conversation, even, really speaking for Corey and Swaggy, which was great. And then we also get this little scene of Dee talking to Wes. Wes is wondering whether they're basically giving Jenny a free ride to the final, where she could potentially beat all of them because this is an individual challenge. So kind of putting some thoughts out there, which I thought they should have pondered a little bit more. And we finally get to the purgatory where TJ drops another bomb. He basically says, the tribunal doesn't have to pick one of the 3 people that they've interrogated to go up in the elimination. They could actually choose one of them themselves. So basically giving Dee the opportunity to go up against Jen in this elimination. Dee should have said yes in a heartbeat because Jen is easily the weakest player. This is arguably the easiest elimination that's ever going to happen. And this is the best opportunity for her to vote herself in. Like, it's the easiest way to win your Red Skull to get into the final. But she doesn't because she's scared, which really undid what I saw in this episode. Like, I thought she was, really, really strong and calling out all the BS as she saw it throughout this episode. But her saying no of going against Jen kind of made me, not like her, because it showed that she was, a scared player still. I mean, I get it. It would be so devastating and humiliating if she lost to Jen, based on how much she's, shit-talked her. But, oh, God, it would have been such an easy elimination for her to win. So, really wish Dee would have said yes and gone in. But she doesn't, and she tosses in Jen. So they're competing, Jen and Jenny are competing in this elimination called Flip the Switch, which again, challenge producers really set them up for the easiest challenge in challenge history. They basically start on two sides and they each have 10 poles attached to 10 barrels. And all they have to do is toss the barrel, flip it on the other side. I thought I was hearing, things when I heard that this was the challenge because it was so easy. I was like, there's no way. That's it? But yes, that was it. And when the challenge started, within 30 seconds, as you could probably guess, Jenny crushed the challenge. Jen was still stuck on her first barrel. She couldn't even get that first one up and over. Jenny was done. Jenny was freaking done. And you know what? Bye-bye, Jen. Usually, I would say, hope we see you on the next challenge. I don't even think TJ said that because we don't want to see you on the next challenge. Like, you are not fit for the challenge. I'm sorry. That was so mean, but you are not fit for the challenge, okay? So I don't want to see you back on the challenge, but basically Jenny now has her free ride to the final. She doesn't have to go into the elimination anymore. She doesn't have to take out one of the strong players. They handed her, the money almost on a silver platter. So gosh, that was silly of Dee. And Dee knew it. She was embarrassed at the end. She regretted it. But how well I think I would do on this challenge, 5 out of 5, okay? 5 out of 5. I think all of us would easily be 5 out of 5s. Like, toss me in there against Jen. Toss me in there against Jenny. I could complete it in 29 seconds. I say that now, but, who knows? I can say anything. But yeah, that is the end of episode 2, season 35. I thought it was a really fun episode to watch along because Dee was, she was really showing how much strength she had in the episode up until the end where she decided not to go against Jen because she was scared. But I do still like her overall. But anyways, thank you for watching along. Super excited to watch the next episode again with you guys. Let me know how well you think you would fare in the challenge below. I think everybody should be a 5 out of 5 on that last elimination. But let me know, and we will chat next week. Bye.